So, I go to my first day of class today. Fucking have my first class, and it's public speaking. It's not bad. Teacher's interesting. I don't know, but that's fine by me. It's just a class. It doesn't really bother me. Funny thing is, I dropped my nickname, and now everyone in that class calls me Biddy, which is a terrible idea if I want to just remain professional. I know, right? I don't know. Yeah, the fact that my teacher calling me Biddy is just crazy. But
well, I mean, you have a lot of people in real life that call you that. So,
that's true.
I mean, like whatever.
It is. That is true. But then my second class, dude, I have this. It's principles of management, and this guy that's teaching us management had a class, or a assignment due before the class even started, which is ridiculous. He said he sent out an email, but this is 2017. Fucking emails are pretty much the written letters at this point nowadays. But anyway, I didn't get the email because the school email system sucks, just like every other school email system. And I didn't do the first assignment, so I'm just gonna have to take that 10% on an assignment and a quiz. So I'm fucked for that. But so I get into this class. We all get there. This fucker's like 5 minutes late. So we actually walk in the class. It's like 7:05. We roll in. This guy's got on like a white shirt, like plaid patterned, very smaller than normal. Not like lumberjack status. But he's got a fucking bow tie on. And like, I used to think bow ties were like alright, cool. But this guy just makes bow ties look like the most pretentious fucking thing I've ever seen in the world. It's just like, it killed me. Like, and he's pulls up the syllabus and is going over it. And he's telling us on how our quizzes are worth 25%. And our homework is worth, out of 15 or 25%, I forgot. But he's just going over this, and he's like, oh, and by the way, I hope you did the homework that was due today at 7 o'clock. And literally 80% of the class is like, what the fuck? Like, there was homework due? Like, it's the first day of class, a homework and a quiz. You get quizzed on material before you even get in class. It's fucking, it's very new age. Well, it's a hybrid class, so it's half online, half in class. But even still, when it's the first fucking day of school, and you're going into class, you would expect that would be the day you get your syllabus, and they explain, you get homework from then on out, not literally before you walk in the door. That makes no fucking sense. And it's just sad. It's because like he's trying to teach us management, and he can't manage to get us like all onto it. And it's easy. Like, literally, he listened to like 10 people like start crying about it, and he could have avoided all the crying and the confusion and just not be a fucking dick if he literally just was like, all right, I kept this one open until midnight tonight just in case you missed it, but from now on they're gonna be due from 7 on, and that everyone would have been like, okay. But no, he's just like, nope, you're gonna take 10%. And he's like, you can email me individually. And so apparently if you have a good enough sob story, but if not, he probably will still just tell you to take the L, and he'll just get off on your fucking tears, your fucking bullshit story. The only people he's giving exception to were people that signed up for the class recently, and I signed up for it like the second day it opened in May. So I'm fucked, clearly. But I was just sitting there like, fine, I see you. It was basically like a learning moment, a fucking like, touche, you fucking got me, dude. Like, oh, good for you, you feel so good about yourself now. Basically that kind of moment versus the man, how could you do this to me, blah blah blah. Like, he's like, oh, it's not gonna kill your grade. It's just like, yeah, but you're literally just saying like, oh, you know, if you're not literally super on top of your game and you're not that type of, I mean, I mean, you're not the kind of student that would literally open up a class before the class to see if there was homework before the first class. It's literally like an absurd notion, and like the idea is kind of crazy. Like, there might be pre-reading, but like that's reading. Like, oh, you didn't do the reading, and then he gives you shit about not doing the reading before the first class. That would make sense. That'd make a lot of sense. Cause then he would just like, he'd just be like, why? How could you not do the reading? And then people would do the reading from then on, and it'd be a lesson learned. But no, it's like, how did you not do this fucking assignment? It was what is management, and do this. It's like, I didn't know there was fucking, this is 6th grade and there's fucking a summer reading project. Like, what the fuck? And then it was funny because there was like, so like the only people that did it, besides this one kid from like a bigger university that's taking it as a nice class, the only people that did it were like the people over 40. Safely, if I say 40, safely, like they were probably pushing the 50 side. But literally one of them, she's just like an older woman, she goes, "It's college." She says it like that, and I'm just like, why? Like, why are people like this? Like, do you just want to be hated? Like, by everyone? I like, literally, like, now, instead of being like, oh, this is a nice old person, like, I can work for her. No, if I have a group project with her, I'm gonna fucking dread this from day one. Like, oh my god, this person is literally, like, that person. It kills me. And then, the funny part is later on in the class, he was talking about how people were like, oh, so the next homework is supposed to be 1 page. He's like, yeah, 1 page. And she goes, oh, I only wrote a paragraph for the first one. And I'm just like thinking in my head, it's college. But, yeah. And then going back to the teacher, he's teaching management. He used to work for a larger company that deals in office supplies, and he used to be out of England, and fucking he lived there for a while. Ooh, that's cool. He mentioned it like 3 times. The thing is, he mentioned everything about that he was like proud about like several times. So you know it's one thing to be like, oh, I did this, I did this, and I was this, and I was this. Oh, that's my history. No, it's like, I was once this big manager and made lots of money. I was once this big manager and made lots of money. Okay, dude. Well, if you were a big manager and made lots of money, why are you at a community college making like $5,000 for this fucking class over 3 months when you definitely making more than that? Like, and then you have to grade people's shit. You have to go to class. You have to talk to people, and you have to teach very fucking shittily. You could be like, he literally, instead of like going over the actual content of the chapter, he pulls up some major slides and is like, this is the important information, and the rest you should have read. Okay, dude. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure I paid for this class. So that means you have to teach us. I'm sorry to inform you. Like, this is not my first time I've had this problem, but it's just very, very, very sad when it happens like this. And it's just like, it's just very sad, because he could have showed the whole class mercy by extending the due dates for these things until midnight tonight. Everyone would go home. Everyone would have finished it. It would have been right as rain. People would have done chapter 2. It would have been okay. Or he just... but it's just like... Nope. He's like, because it's a hybrid class, there's not enough time in the semester. I had to give you a homework and a quiz right before this class, but I couldn't make the due date actually achievable if you just came to the class thinking it would be the class where you get the syllabus and learn it. he didn't even get to the school early enough to print out the syllabus. He's like, if you want it, you could just print it out. And I'm just like, no, it's not how it fucking works. And so it's just, the worst part was that no one finished it except for people, the old people that use email. And if you're old in college, I commend you, but you can't have your nose up in the air, because if you're old in college, it means you probably fucked up in some way, or it took you a while to find the path, which is exactly what happened for me. But it's not something you can just be, it's not something you should be proud of. I don't know, you should always be improving yourself, but you shouldn't be proud of your failures, because then you'd be proud of anything. I mean, that's it. But I just don't understand. If you start a class and everyone fucking hates you right off the bat, didn't you fail as a fucking teacher? Like, now everyone's like, God damn it, this fucking guy is a fucking douchebag. I just can't help but think everyone feels that way, because he literally just fucked over the entire class for no reason. Absolutely no reason. I just don't understand. But, you know, some teachers are just fucking annoying. Like, I had another teacher previously, and I unfortunately I dropped the class because basically I gave up, which was a bad thing. But I could have probably put my head down and charged forward like I had in a different class. But I withdrew from that class, and another class, the class right after it, I was actually not doing well in either. But once I did that, I was able to dedicate all that time saved from that one class to the other class, and I managed to pull out an A-. So it was completely worth it when you're getting, when I got a test and it was like a 60, I got a 66 on one of my main tests. I was able, and she didn't drop any tests, so I was able to pull my grade out of the fucking gutter by just fucking getting hundreds on fucking everything. But sometimes you gotta do that. But unfortunately, some teachers just don't, they're not prepared. And I could totally understand. Teaching is so much fucking work. Like, imagine you have to, every class is public speech. You know, the only way most teachers do is they just have so much experience. And, you know, like, a history teacher is easy because you can just tell a story. But, like, when you have to teach, like, well, one was like a psychology class, so that's basically when you have to teach ideology, you know, you have to keep it interesting or you fade, because it's not just, you know, math is pretty easy because it's just like you have to use this, you do this equations, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then it probably all ties together. You might never use it, you might use it in the future. You might probably forget it by then, but I don't know. Some people don't want to teach, and it's unfortunate because we need good teachers, and we just have a bunch of we have some good ones. Those are the ones that stick around, but it's not the best. Fuck them. You do what you do. I guess I'm just gonna have to take the L on this one. Well, that's it. See ya.